you, Aaron.
All right.
Thank you, Aaron.
Already a thank you.
Here we go. It's
Spooky
probably
season.
not spooky season anymore when this comes out.
But it is as we are here.
In real life.
So we can't deny it.
That's true. We have to supply it.
I got a call that will be on the Patreon portion. Quick tease. It is spooky.
Sounds spooky.
It is spooky.
Is it from the Spooky Man?
No, it's legitimately spooky. It's not.
Oh, no.
Like a ghost called?
Not a ghost, but he had a spooky incident that he called in to report.
Oh.
Stay tuned.
Does it involve a toilet?
It does not. No toilet spook.
Well, that is scary. Something does involve a toilet. I sent Aaron an email.
Of your toilet?
No. This was on... Aaron, can you bring up that picture of the skeleton real quick?
Okay. On the toilet?
Well, you'll see. So this was posted on our Valley... like our
community
neighborhood group thing.
Looks like there's diarrhea on the rib cage.
Not just diarrhea, bloody diarrhea.
No. Wait, that's not blood?
They said it was bloody diarrhea. So
Some homeless guy took a shit on a skeleton in somebody's
dude.
yard?
He fucked up their whole yard. By
At
the
first,
way.
though, I thought it was blood, but then it does look a little different.
Yeah. So like they were like, I guess this is happening now, and
I guess this is happening.
I cropped out the rest. I didn't put the rest of this stuff because there's too much information about their house or whatever.
But he did add to the ambiance.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
But they had like
Is this off
skeletons
Zillow?
up. Well,
Is this off Zillow? You just zoomed in.
They had
Is that diarrhea on there?
skeletons up and all this other shit, and like he just fucked their whole yard up, just fucked everything up, turned over tables,
Turned over tables.
like all kinds of shit.
Did they have a
And then-
fence or anything?
And then they, no, they didn't. And then on that skeleton, they go, and the topper off all of this, what appears and smells to be bloody diarrhea.
He smelled it?
Yeah.
Who smells it?
Probably just smell it
he
in the
said you
air.
can smell it in
Open
the
air.
air. Yeah.
Would you throw the skeleton? You throw the skeleton away, right?
I think you have
No,
to. Right?
you pressure wash it.
You get a pressure wash.
You lose your finger.
you better put some bleach in that pressure wash.
I say don't even bleed. I say blow it off or dust it off with a towel.
Unbelievable. But also the comments were hilarious because they're like, I'm so sorry that this happened to you.
Thoughts
This
and
is
prayers.
unacceptable. And it's like, it is unacceptable, but it is bloody diarrhea on a skeleton.
Oof. Bloody turds. Old Boner City.
Maybe he's back in business.
That's fucking. So, damn, that guy went into the yard.
Could be a woman.
Could have been a woman, true.
Could be a they.
More than likely,
we don't know.
More than likely a man. But who knows?
Most homeless, bloody diarrhea vandalisms are done by men, unfortunately.
I wonder what the percentages are on that.
I know it's another point for the matriarchy over here, but I think men are perpetrators.
I would say
of
it's a
those
point for the patriarchy.
diarrhea crimes.
Yeah, you're putting your stamp on everything.
What if this person's pulling a Jussie Smollett, just wants a little attention? Did the bloody diarrhea themselves on the
That
rib
would
cage?
be crazy. A crazy turn of events.
And then they show a picture of the skeleton leg on top of them with the diarrhea on them, and they're like, "Somebody attacked me."
And the diarrhea is dripping on me.
Oh God! Would you do if you had a ghost in your apartment
Yeah.
and he attacked you while you were on the toilet,
Yeah.
but through the bowl, like he tickled your cheeks? Would you go? It's not that bad.
I would be very scared.
What if you took one digit in the keister?
Okay, while I'm taking a shit,
Well,
a
I
ghost
mean-
is fingering my ass.
Particularly
Is that how you're starting the episode?
I just want to know: are you mad? Do you get it? Do you go ahead and call?
Scared shitless.
Do you call paranormal investigators, or do you go?
Here's the deal.
Being scared shitless would be good because you're on the toilet.
If I am prepared for it, it's an erotic situation.
Would you be on
From
the
a
toilet
ghost?
quite
Yeah.
a bit though? Like, would you go? Would you tell Tammy like I gotta use the bathroom? And she's like, this is like the 18th time today.
Dude, if there was a ghost wiener that
Not
fucks me
wiener,
on the-
just like maybe a finger.
all right, fine, a ghost finger. If I'm getting fingered by a ghost,
Yeah.
and I know it's a friendly ghost,
Well, you don't know,
It's
but
Casper.
either way, it's a pleasurable experience. You don't
how
know
is
what
it?
it is.
Here's the deal: if you are scared, your butthole is very tense, and it is not pleasurable.
Well, what if you hear this? Relax. Woo.
That's making it slightly more erotic.
He's like, go, Andrew. I'm the ghost of the apartment.
How mad do you
Relax your hole.
Tammy would be if I was going to the toilet like 17 times a day to get fingered by a ghost.
she may accept it though, because now there's an additional reason than just you shitting, which seems to upset her too.
Is that
Yeah.
cheating? Is that considered cheating?
I think if it happens the first time.
If it happens 14 times in one day, it might be considered cheating.
What if the ghost though never did anything to her, and so she just thought you were losing your mind?
What if she just terrified the rest of your family, but for you, it was always like, Andrew,
Well, the
you are
ghost has gotta
so
go.
handsome.
The ghost has got to go. If it's scaring the rest of my family, but it's fucking me in the bathroom, it's still got to go.
How do you get rid of it though?
We call an exorcist.
Okay.
And where do you have a local one you use, or is there?
My family calls an exorcist. I call a sexorcist.
It looks like your neighborhood needs one with the diarrhea.
Maybe that
skeleton.
guy was trying to get an evil spirit out of that skeleton.
I think he's trying to let the evil spirit out of his asshole from garbage can taco leftovers.
So they live on like a main street or off the.
No, dude, this is deep in the fancy neighborhood.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They're
The
coming
same
for
place
you.
where the guy was jacking off on the front lawn naked with the
Same yard?
with piss jugs.
Same yard
around
that
him.
day.
Also, the piss jug has been ramped up. There's
more?
People are finding piss.
I like
jugs
that they're moving
everywhere.
into the better neighborhoods.
I say keep doing it because they're not prepared.
Also, why
know?
wouldn't you? Why would you go in front of fucking our buildings? It makes no sense.
We're not that far off from you.
I know. We're one paycheck away.
Go where the nice people are. Give them a little taste.
There's been times that I would have thought about shitting on a fucking skeleton.
That's a wild sentence, bro. That's your philosophical statement of the
That
episode.
is. Dude. So back to this haunted apartment scenario.
All right.
It's getting real. I mean, think about this. You wake up, like in Ghostbusters, you know, when the ghost is taking off Dan Aykroyd's pants.
Oh yeah, I used to beat off to that video, by the way, when I was a kid.
So this is right up your alley. So would you be less inclined? Like, would you hire a friend of yours to play an exorcist to pretend to get rid of it so that you could keep it around for, you know, some sexual fantasies?
But it's still scary.
It's scaring everyone in the family, but you, it's here's an
This
example.
is the second time I'm going to tell you. It doesn't matter how good the sex is with this erotic ghost. If it is scaring my family,
So family
it has to
first,
go.
okay.
Family first.
Can you see it or is it invisible? 'Cause invisible would be at a weird.
It
layer
shows
to it.
up.
Okay.
Like
you can see
it'll show up in a mirror. You know, you'll look. It'll be
Okay.
behind you, and it'll
So
be
you can,
like.
you can at
And
least
then
see
have to
it.
get on the toilet and shit out ectoplasm.
No, you're like, I gotta get on the toilet and get fucked.
Because if you can't see it, it could be an absolute. It could be a legitimate monster. And
Yeah,
you're like,
that's
oh,
true.
man.
And it's always going, Andrew, look at your bad boy good looks. Woo!
Pretty good. I mean, he's making the same. I don't want
he's
to.
saying everything you want to hear.
I don't want to throw him out, but he's left me no options.
Well, we don't even know if it's a man. Could be
Maybe
a
you
dead
could
woman.
talk to it and be like, "Look, stop scaring the family, and you can stay."
But he goes, that's how I get off.
Okay, well, then
Scaring
you,
your
he has to go.
family."
He has to go. I feel like you guys are trying to talk me into letting my family be very scared by a ghost so I can be fingered while I'm taking a shit. And that is wild. Okay?
I mean, yes. I think that's what we're doing. I got to be honest with you.
I think that that's one of the criteria for deciding if you have dementia or not. Is asking questions like that.
Funny, you guys, 80 years will be like, funny, you guys are talking about the same stuff you used to talk about. Only now your brains are fucking mush.
Dude, that's going to be the worst. And I don't know how I'm going to handle being an old guy who talks like this.
I want to be in the nursing home, same nursing home as you. Because I want you to be on the toilet and I'll be like, hey, Andrew, what's that ghost doing to you in there?
I mean, I'll be like,
But it'll be
"Shut
for
up."
real. It'll be for real. I'll say my place is haunted.
There are probably lots of spirits in an old folks' home.
Have you seen The Villages, Andrew?
The homeless villages?
No, the documentary.
No.
That's oh no, actually, sorry. It's called Some Kind of Heaven. It's about the villages in Florida. It's a large old. It's like the largest old folks community in Florida. But like that, people are going there to party, to do drugs. There is a swinging community, which is not in the documentary, which was heavily disappointing. But it's
So
right up
old
your
people
alley.
are doing the drugs?
Yeah, this guy gets arrested for cocaine possession in the documentary.
Some listener keeps sending me AI-generated granny porn.
What is it? Does
How's
it
that
look
going?
real?
It looks kind of real.
Why did they? Is there a granny porn star strike going on? Why don't they just send you real granny
I
porn?
I don't know. Because
Is
people
it
make
famous grannies?
Is it? It's just all text.
The Golden Girls?
It is the Golden Girls.
Because I'm not sure why you would need AI generated granny porn. I think there's a plethora of
regular granny porn?
Maybe
Yeah.
he thinks you're sick of it.
He's like, you've seen all of it. This is new stuff.
You're tired of the hemorrhoids.
Or he just wants a little bespoke for you, a little homemade.
Oh, he's doing it just for me?
Yes.
There was a Pelosi in there.
There you go.
I don't
See?
even, you know,
Wait, her head or her boobies?
both, I think. It looked cartoonish, though.
Oh. AI, sorry, AI. You're just not up to the granny porn standards. that
How
we
many
used to.
stars would you give it out of 10?
6.
How many
Oh, it's not
diapers?
terrible,
How many
then.
diapers do you give it?
There's no diapers. There's no grandma.
No, how many diapers? That's how you rate granny porn.
That's not how you do it. Dude, I don't want to have sex with anyone in diapers. Okay?
No, I understand that.
Is there a minimum age for granny, for granny
Legally, yeah. You got to be 65 or over.
porn? What if you're like a
think-
48-year-old grandma?
Well, there was a lady. She
That's
was
just a trashy lady, who has a bad family.
That's what it's called. That's the genre of porn.
There was a super famous granny porn star who they found out was lying about her age, and she was actually underage. She was under 65.
Is that true?
And they kicked her out of the industry.
Her name was Wilford Brimley.
Dude, that'd be great. You imagine that guy? He goes, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be getting into the porn game.
I got diabetes.
That would be crazy. That motherfucker was younger than me when he was in.
The Thing?
Yeah.
Dude, he looked like he was 90 back
I know.
then.
I don't know how he did that,
It
but
was
that
different aging back.
that was a gold mine. The energy of
He was,
a 40-year-old.
He was 38 in The Firm.
No, he wasn't 38.
Yeah, he was 38 in The Firm.
Look that.
Do you
up.
remember him in The Firm?
But he wasn't 38.
You remember when
he
he
was in his 40s?
He was supposed to be a badass, and fucking Tom Cruise just like runs around him, and then he gets pissed. He's like, "Don't let him leave the building."
Don't want to leave the building.
He was
How
in his 20s in The Thing.
Take a shit on
He was 16 in Cocoon. It was crazy.
Whoa.
He was. They turned back time, didn't
Yeah.
they? Made him feel young, young and hung.
But what was the name of that guy who is the rapist who lives in France who makes movies?
Roman?
Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
Yeah. He first hooked up with Wilford Brimley when he was 16.
That's what got him in trouble.
Whoa.
He was taking sodomized Wilford Brimley.
He thought he was an
They said-
85-year-old man.
And he's like, hey, he looks back. He's bald. He's got the beard, white hair.
Said he barely had a thick mustache at 16.
By the way, there's rumors that Giselle Maxwell may be dropping the bomb on a famous Microsoft founder.
Wait, what happened?
There's rumors that Bill Gates had closer ties to Epstein than we
Oh,
think.
I've heard that, dude.
That he may.
His interview was crazy, by the way. Did you see him on CNN where they're like,
no, someone said his wife
What
may
do you
have
think
left him when
about
he found
Epstein?
out about this.
what do you think about Epstein being killed? He goes, well, you have to be careful.
You gotta be careful
That's what
when
he
you're,
said.
when you're hanging yourself in your cell.
Wilford Brimley was 58 years old in the firm.
Didn't Gates
Not
say,
that old, but then The Thing was what, 81, The Firm, so 12 years earlier.
Yeah.
He was fucking 46.
Yeah,
Holy
jinx.
shit.
Bilford Grimley?
I watched that Tetris movie recently.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you like it?
It was good. It was good.
I didn't like the car chase when they started making it look like Tetris.
It did feel like the whole thing was the opening to a great movie, though.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like it didn't fully live.
But the character, the billionaire guy who runs the Mirror, has 9 children. One of them,
Wilford Brimley.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. Robert Maxwell is Ghislaine Maxwell's dad
No way.
From Maxwell House?
from the Daily Mirror in England.
Oh.
No way. Wow.
Oh, speaking of daily stuff, dude, this is hilarious. So the Daily Wire is making their version of Snow White. That
Ben
isn't
Shapiro.
woke. Yeah.
And they do.
Ben Shapiro's
They still
company.
do the centerfold with his sister with the big old.
I don't know, but
Is she Snow White?
well, they cast someone.
Wait, what happened to their movie with fucking
Gina
Carano?
Carano.
Was that a good?
It tanked.
Was it good?
People said it was not good.
Did they put political shit in it, or was it just a fucking regular karate
It was just
movie?
a Western. It was a Western.
Karate Western soft
And so
porn.
what's this? This is now they're doing Sleeping
They're doing
Beauty?
their own version of Snow White that
White.
isn't woke, right?
What does that look like, though?
Well, the person they cast as Snow White, Aaron's got the picture of her in the email I sent. Looks exactly. You
Like
tell
a
me who this
sister?
looks like. You tell me who it looks like when we put it on the screen.
Okay, this is the Snow White we're looking for. What?
Does that look like Ben Shapiro in a wig?
It does.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Don't have your company cast a woman who looks exactly like you as the fucking lead of Snow White.
Ah, that's great.
That's fucking crazy.
He wants his own stamp on it.
I heard that this is what she says. This is how she sounds in the movie. She goes, "Oh, we got a bunch of dwarves over here, and I hope you all waited till marriage before you have make sex in your pants."
Hypothetically, let's say I was to move in with you 7 dwarves.
I wouldn't do that because I don't know you. And
It is wild. They could have cleaned up at making like just a different version.
where's
of
he
Snow White.
releasing these to make money?
I don't know. I think on their subscription channel.
Okay, so she looks a lot like him, and she looks like his sister.
Yes.
Because I'm convinced the two of them are the same person.
That would make me feel weird.
Little Jack and Jill.
If Ben Shapiro and his sister were the same person,
Yeah, it would.
Maybe he has huge tits under his clothes.
And he
I
has to
think he
go
tapes
into
them
a
down.
phone booth to change into.
you know what his
huge
favorite
tits?
movie is?
What?
Just One of the Guys.
Is that true?
Yeah, he
Based
said,
on his life.
There's some good boobies
he
in
goes,
that.
growing up, he learned how to tape down his big old tits. Watching Just One.
He
of the-
learned he could be him and his sister at the same time.
He said that a woman couldn't make it, so he had to be a man in order to get any sort of traction. So he taped those big old boobies down. But then when we're at peak big tits, by the way.
Well, you think so?
Dude, if you have big tits, you're not rich. You're an idiot.
Big
right
tits
now.
bubble.
And you're not what?
You're not rich. You're
Oh,
an idiot. We're
okay.
at, you just throw big tits on the internet, and fucking the people will roll in.
I think
you think
everything,
so?
though. I think ass is a lot
ass?
going on.
Yeah, lots going
Nah,
on.
tits, dude. Big tits. That's where the money's at.
You think so?
Yeah, get your money out of crypto. Put it in tits.
There are plenty of OnlyFans though of they've small tits, and they're doing all right.
Well, there's a lot of big tits, fucking OnlyFans of people making huge amounts of money.
There is a Irish redhead girl that all she posts on Instagram and TikTok is her like falling down on her bed or her like getting into her car and her tits jiggling everywhere. And she always makes up some excuse to be like,
What?
she's like, oh, it's raining outside. And she like shakes around, her tits go fucking
Why
everywhere.
can't you just shake them every day with no storyline?
Well, she always has an excuse.
I kind of like that. You know what? She's putting a little effort into it, and she's coming up with a storyline for why her tits are
She'd
shaking.
be like, we're making sugar cookies today. Let me shake this sugar out. And then she's shaking it, and the
I
tits
wonder
are
if-
flying all over the place.
Think that's to beat them taking it down?
I do think so. So
Like,
that she
just-
could say there's plausible deniability.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? I'm just living
I
my
just
life.
happen to have huge tits
Yeah, like
without a bra.
I'm making cookies. Like,
And
what
they
am I
go
supposed to do?
everywhere.
I
You
think,
know?
I think it's just because people love a good story.
And she'll flop down on the couch. She'll be like, "Oh, that was an exhausting day," and then she'll like throw herself down on the couch, and the tits will go like 2 bags of soup.
Time to work out, 1950s style. She has one of those belts that shakes you.
Yeah.
I want to get
Oh,
on the writing
goodness.
staff so I can do some of these storylines.
Dude, porno writing room would be
No,
amazing.
tit jiggling storylines. I would love to just come up with 100 scenarios that I would send them to her free of charge of just, hey, here's your next 100 posts.
Yeah.
Different ways for your tits to jiggle.
Get her on an old dirt road. Call
Yeah.
Oh, bumpy road. Whoa.
And somebody,
I'm gonna take those tits to an old dirt road. They're gonna bump until
Till
they
they-
can't no more.
Till they explode.
what about an elevator and 2 young punks are jumping up and down on it, shaking it?
And her tit, and she's like, "Guys, stop! My titties are going."
Yeah, they're
everywhere."
like flying all over.
Oh, I have to nanny these young kids at the trampoline park. Bouncing them up and
Skateboard down some stairs.
Or boxing class.
Oh, she gets punched in the face. Her tits just gets hit in the tits. Takes a right hook to the titty.
Yeah, and it crashes into the other one.
Yeah.
Comes back as like a pendulum.
Bike downstairs would probably be your best bet.
That's a scary thing to make someone do.
But they can be really long, wide stairs.
Considering
so
she could just wiggle her tits at the camera, and you're like, get on this mountain bike, go down these fucking stairs.
She's like, all right, here's your scenario. You can either go, ooh, it's rainy and chilly right now, and shake them, or you can ride this mountain bike down this flight of
O'Neill's in her DMs. He goes, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm a big-time comedy producer. We're going to get you on the Charlie Chaplin stairs on a bike. You're going to go down it. Your tits are going to be flying everywhere. We're going to mount the GoPro to my wiener.
Another GoPro on her tits.
Another good one is go behind a jet engine and then watch the jet engine blow them around.
Or braless in one of those things at the mall that lets you fly like a parachute.
Yeah, the skydiving thing.
Probably.
I did one of those at fucking Universal.
Was it fun?
It's more difficult than you think.
Shirt may fly
it's
off.
fun. But yeah, that would be a good.
Her might.
That's
big
true.
boobies.
I think you got to tuck in your shirt, don't you? They put you in a flight jacket or something?
They do. They with handles. But what if
so that might.
she could stand where the tits are just over the fans and it's like shooting them up.
I bet you that's harder than you think it is.
How about this? Slow-mo gets hit with a paintball right in the tit.
And
the
it's
vibration
bruised? It would be
be-
bruised hard, though.
Yeah, but
The
covered.
nipple's the bullseye.
oof, that would be
Competition.
Real painful. That'd be real painful.
You could do a week of earthquake drills where she just it's really shaking.
Earthquake the comedian comes in?
Yeah, he comes in.
Why don't you just throw a pie at her tits?
That's later in the season.
He's not going to get as much of a good jiggle. You got to get the
slow-moed it,
jiggle.
So
Right,
Earthquake
good.
the comedian does bits and he stamps on the stage while she's saying.
Why did she play basketball? Dribbling.
I have watched. Have you seen Fat Girl Thong Basketball?
Oh, of course. I watch with my family every Christmas.
Is that a league?
What are you
Is that a
talking-
league
I
or
think
a
it-
one-time video?
I don't know if it's a one-time video or not, but I've seen multiple times. I
Can
saw
they
some-
play or are they?
No, one girl got
Yeah,
injured
most of
just
them
doing
are
real
former
basic stuff.
D1.
Well, I'm sure
fucking
there's different
college
levels. They
players.
could play high school or play.
It is crazy when you see it because some of them, it just looks like a sheet of butt cheeks that they're wearing, just going.
Are you the
crazy.
referee just with your dick hard
Oh no, no!
Do you clean the floors after the games?
with his tongue?
I sent you a stunt gone wrong from the '80s. It's super funny. I sent it to you
Oh,
on
Super
Instagram.
Dave.
Have you seen that?
I just watched it.
How funny is it? Where he's like, "It's going to be stopping." That's not stopping.
It's the greatest dunk. It's going to go up. He's going to dunk the ball. He's like, yeah, he goes, it's not stopping. He just smashes him into the basketball hoop.
Shatters it.
There'd be another great way to get the she could use the fucking little people, big world trebuchet.
That would be great.
Trebuchet.
I would love a reboot of American Gladiators with chicks in thongs.
Isn't
real
that
sloppy, sloppy chicks in thongs, wrestling and doing all kinds of stuff.
Oh, so
Each
you're like
other or against men?
hillbilly gladiators.
Against each other. And then later.
Oh, against each other.
That'd be good. Hillbilly gladiators.
Speaking of Gina Carano, she was on the reboot of American Gladiators.
Oh, it already happened?
they called it a
There was one that
rebooty.
was hosted by Hulk Hogan about 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And what happened?
Listen up, brother.
He accidentally
he
said the
dropped the
N-word.
N-word and then fucking porked one of the guy's wives.
Here's our new gladiator.
with his jousting stick of a cock.
His co-host was Dog the Bounty Hunter, and they got too loose.
They were a little too like-minded.
What happened to Dog? Is he done?
A lot of N-bombs on
He's
tape.
back. That guy was been back for years.
He's still chasing guys who are evading drunk driving arrests.
Found a new lady, and
Speaking of big tits,
baby Lisa though has turned on the family.
Why?
his wife, who's now passed away, had some of the biggest tits in the world.
yeah.
they
What do you
measured
think
him.
she passed away on? She choked on one of those tits?
She had cancer, I think.
Oh, the tit backed up into her throat in the night?
I haven't talked to her doctors, but I don't know. Maybe.
They said when she got a mammogram, it took 4 doctors to feel around.
They called it a megagram.
They used the fucking metal detector.
Mammogram. They called it a mammopound.
the kilogram.
Yeah.
Mammoton.
I got a spooky email. Sorry, Dirt Lerper. This one's back a little while ago, but he had an accident while listening to the show.
Oh, God.
So I was listening to the podcast on my way home from work last night at 3 a.m. while I was riding my bike. I was laughing so hard.
He goes, not a lot of people on the road because it was the pandemic. That's how old the email is.
That's true.
He goes, first of all, I want to congratulate you guys on starting Beach Cops. Looks like it's going to be a really funny show. I can't wait to see what happens.
He said, I was riding my bike. I was laughing so hard that my eyes were closed. I ended up driving my bike into a parked car.
Oh, Jesus.
Because my eyes were closed from laughing, I couldn't brace myself for impact.
Holy fuck.
So I ended up breaking my fall flight with my face. Please remind people to be safe while they listen to Beach
Damn.
Cops.
Is he wearing a helmet?
We got busted nose.
Whoa!
And we got some knee wounds.
We've seen a lot of this guy's body.
We have, yes.
Yes.
And his cereal boxes in his grandma's house.
and his girlfriend's butthole.
Well, you're better for sure by now, but sorry to hear that.
People are starting to come around for full face helmets for mountain biking, which people used to be like, what? Now, I honestly think full face helmets for any riding.
You go
on the
face
street.
first on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Dude, look, I have full face for mountain biking, but I honestly would wear it on the road now because people are fucking. I mean, this is his fault, but other people I see get hit by cars, and it's
Is it his
horrific.
fault or is it our fault?
It's his fault. Also, I hate to say it, but I would almost go knee pads on the road too, because it is fucking horrific to get a road rash.
Yes, and
Hitting a parked car, dude, without even. Oh,
my wife knew someone in Chicago who got dragged by a bus or something like that, and she had to have her leg amputated.
Ooh.
Because of the infection from the road getting into her.
Oh, can you imagine all the bullshit? You're like, we got a dirty syringe hit you.
6 rats.
Some diarrhea. Jeez.
Bloody diarrhea.
Skeletons attached to you.
Al Capone's finger.
They're like, if this wasn't Chicago, the streets were so dirty, you would still have your leg right now. God damn.
Sliced beef and Chardonnay.
And it wasn't like it was like it was a gnarly road rash, but it wasn't like to the bone or anything.
Oh,
It
just got
so
fucking infected. God
Yeah, isn't that
damn.
awful, dude?
It's like that guy who had his dog lick his face and they had to amputate all his limbs.
Is that true?
Yeah, he had like a cut or something, and then some sort of rare infection from the dog's mouth got in it.
I can't take that. I am.
They ended up
always worried
losing
about.
a lot of fucking limbs.
Dude,
like
I
licked
can't.
his face. I think his whole body.
God damn! Let me knock on wood, man.
What?
I'm always.
Did you get
scared
licked by a dog recently?
He had to get his asshole removed because it licked his asshole first.
No,
Hey,
fuck.
well, that's from a ghost. The ghost
Oh.
fingered his butt.
Sorry, I was wrong.
I
on that.
get weird about whenever I see this person like was in a hot tub and now they don't have a face anymore because of the mold in the hot tub. Like
that's why. Fuck,
you
dude.
know.
These hot tubs.
A lot
I
of
remember
those,
that.
they say there are ghosts, not ghosts, dogs under the water that are licking people's faces. They're not aware of it.
Instead of jets,
Yeah.
they have water dogs.
It's with scuba masks.
Hot tub dogs.
Water dogs are just seals, right?
I guess. There's that story of the guy who tried to kill himself off the Golden Gate Bridge.
And a seal ate them.
And he hit the water and broke a bunch of bones, and a seal kept him afloat until rescuers got there. And he later went and found that seal.
And killed it.
And he killed it because he's like, I wanted to die, you son of a bitch. Now I got all these
Now I'm
fucking
finally free.
health issues.
No one will save me this time. And then a dolphin saved him.
And he's like, stop, save me. I'm going to jump off a building.
Then like
and
a
a
family-
bird saved him.
A family of sea otters saved him.
He's like, he's just fucking out there with a gun.
Leave me alone.
The people are like, just shoot yourself.
Stop going to the ocean.
And when they said when he shot himself, an animal jumped in front of the bullet and took it for him.
Dude, that is a ballsy fucking move.
A flying squirrel.
He's like, get the fuck out of here.
A sparrow just flew by. Dude, can you imagine? He also had like a tug of war with the gun with a golden eagle.
Is that true?
And he lost.
Can you
He had
imagine
a desert eagle
yeah,
and a
desert
golden
eagle and
Oh,
golden
versus
eagle.
a golden eagle. There's a golden eagle in my neighborhood now. It is fucking massive.
That's a condor, right?
no,
It's a type of
it's
condor.
a golden eagle. They usually come around winterish time.
It's not a California condor.
No, because I saw him with a regular falcon or a hawk close by, and this thing is a fucking beast.
Yeah.
Huge.
Maybe
I'm
on
gonna
HGH.
fuck with. I'm gonna try to get. I'm gonna fight it.
with knives.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull some chicken above my head. Come on, bitch.
If you wore a chicken hat to fight An eagle.
I got chicken hats and arms. And I'm just
What's a chicken hat? Like
swinging.
raw chicken, or just a hat that looks
like a
like a
plastic
chicken?
plate. He's hot glued to his fucking sports cap with chicken intestines on it. He's going out there. He's like,
I've got dead rabbit earrings.
yeah, you're ready to punch it.
You need a chicken suit too, right? Not just the hat.
Yeah, you just have to dress as the chicken and put the giblets on your head.
Chicken suit riot. Ho, throw back a bottle of chicken juice.
You get some of the chicken juice all over your clothes. You really get saturated in that salmonella.
Sipping on chicken
He's
juice.
like, I beat the shit out of that golden eagle, but I'm in the hospital now with salmonella poisoning.
And both of my eyes are sealed shut with pink eye from all the chicken blood getting into it. Contaminated chicken blood in my eyes.
Oh,
Would you walk around in like a heavily area that has a lot of large prey birds with dead rabbit earrings for $10,000?
As long as a ghost was fingering my asshole and terrifying my family, yes.
You gotta get home. You gotta get home. You're like, I have to get home for two reasons. I gotta get this ghost to stop terrorizing my family, and I'm due for my my apparitional fingering.
the ghost can make a deal with you. I'll leave your family alone if you let me do whatever I want with you and to you anytime.
No, that's still that. No, don't make a deal
But
with a ghost like that, guys.
If anyone's
Advice of the day.
any kids are out there listening and a ghost tries to make a deal with you, it's probably just a pervert.
It's probably just a pervert in blue makeup hiding in your apartment. What if there's a horny Frogger who painted himself blue and with glow-in-the-dark paint so that he could pretend to be a ghost at night?
Ooh, or if he doesn't show up on your phone when you videotape the room.
And then he's
got green. He's green screened himself.
He chroma keys himself so that you can see him in real life, but if you try to film him,
Yeah,
it just looks like a shitty
But you're right
background.
there. Well, am I? Take out your phone.
Now take it into iMovie. I'll go to the setting that says chroma key replacement.
Now what do you see? Oh my God, there really is nobody there.
It took a little bit longer than I thought, but it did work.
He just walks around the house.
Yeah.
You're not seeing me. Get your phone out. You're not crazy.
It's a special effects Frogger.
That'd be great, dude. These Froggers, I'm terrified now. I can't even go take my garbage out without locking my door. I'm worried that in the 30 seconds it takes me to take my garbage to the dumpster, that a Frogger has entered my home.
All right. Don't you think your wife would hear the Frogger?
She's not always there.
And she's too busy being goofy.
Yeah, she's always like, oh, Frogger. I played that game.
Frogger. Big beefy hogger.
Frogger, I don't even know her.
What about the big beefy Frogger man?
That's even
He
scarier.
sneaks in your house and he does beach cops calls from your attic.
Dude, that would be. Do you have any place in your apartment, Andrew, that would be perfect for a Frogger?
No.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. And believe me, when I get stoned, I check.
Do you check before you go to bed?
Oh, yeah.
Where do you look? You have like certain places or everywhere?
I do something that would be described as obsessive compulsive.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What's your regimen?
Check the door?
And then I'll compare it to mine.
Okay, so what I do is I get a flashlight and
Yep.
I go through every fucking cabinet.
I'm with you.
Every cabinet.
Yep. I do the closets.
I do the closets and the cabinets. I do the bathrooms.
I do my office behind. I always and I jump, see if I scare someone who's hiding behind my filing cabinet.
I don't do the jumps because I'd wake everyone up and they would know what I was up to.
Oh, no one knows
do.
you do this?
No one knows I do this.
You need
wow.
to tell them.
I go out on
Don't
the
hide
porch.
it anymore.
I go out on the porch and I look to see if there's any handprints or anything for someone trying to climb up on the porch.
Do you know what I
On
do?
the outside wall?
Yeah, then I put the wooden dowel rod in the thing at night.
Do you know what I do? I move my keys to another room because I'm. Here's my. Somebody has a fishing pole with a magnet, and they're just going around my living room through the front window looking for keys to unlock the door.
That's amazing. Then I relock the door. So I'll unlock and
relock.
relock.
You gotta relock it. But you gotta do it like 3 times.
I'm getting to
Get
that.
that good
So
click.
that's the last thing that I do before I go to bed. Except,
Also, how many times do you pull it? Twist. Pull.
Twist and pull.
Until it gets that good. So I can hear that
Yeah.
deadbolt really hitting.
I want
the
to.
metal.
Yeah, I do want to hear that. But here's the thing: Then I'll go to bed. Then about 5 minutes later, I'll get up and relock the door again. Then I'll do it one more time, and then I'll go to sleep.
Here's the worst part. So, I go, I might have turned on the oven with my mind, so I got to go back out and check it.
Yeah.
And then you got to check make sure the bathroom sink's not running. You got to make sure there's no drip coming out of there.
Is 3 your number, or is it just until you're satisfied?
It's usually 3, but it's basically until I'm satisfied. By the way, sometimes I will be late for appointments because I will go back home and recheck.
Oh, yeah. You know what I do now?
Pictures.
Take pictures.
I just try to sing myself a song. I go, you are locking the door. Remember that you're locking the door.
You need a camera crew.
To
document say, hey, guys.
Everything.
Maybe later you can take some pictures of my butt and my penis.
Or a door locking assistant. Who that's their job.
I'm not delegating.
It's called a wife.
I'm not delegating that to anybody.
I have my wife do it when she's up. She goes to bed before me, but if she's up, I go, you need to take care of this.
It makes me so anxious I almost want to throw up.
Just let it go.
At night?
Just throw up.
At night or in general?
Just get anxious and throw up.
That'll be more bathroom
Are you not worried about the water running?
This
is a new fear you should have. You got to make sure that water's running. By the way, I'll put my hand in the water. No water's coming out, but I'll do it 4 or 5 times, and I'll hold it, and I'll count, and I'll go, well, I don't know. Maybe it's coming.
I would do that. I did do that, counting drips after someone had gotten out of the shower.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid it would not slow down and stop.
Yeah.
I've done that before. We had the city come by to double check that everything's up to code in our building.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, the wood in between the floorboards on the floor hasn't gotten moisture for about 60 years or more.
Yeah.
So he goes, so if there's a fire, you got about 30 seconds.
Oh, sweet. So that's a good amount of time.
Yeah, and I was
get everybody out.
Cool, man. I go, cool, man. Well, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
You got enough time to get like all your like prized possessions.
Yeah, and every time my neighbors grill, I always go down and check and make sure they're grilling safely, and I know they're sick.
Do you
of
wear
it.
an inspection
No,
suit?
but I like stalk around and I look.
They're like, get out of here. We're doing it safely.
They caught me one time on Christmas. They caught me looking over their fence.
Oh, look at big boy looking over our fence.
And they're like, what are you doing?
You go, just wishing you a Merry Christmas.
And I was like, are you guys grilling? And they're like, yeah.
They're grilling on the front, on the patio?
Yeah.
You can't, that's illegal.
It's on the ground patio.
Oh, the ground. Okay.
So I was looking over the fence. And they were like, what are you doing? And I was like, you guys are grilling? And they were like, yeah. And I go, oh, I was just making sure it wasn't catching fire because there's a lot of smoke.
You know what? Think about this, and this is what's been plaguing me lately. It's unbelievable that we're allowed to have gas stoves.
Yes.
Old people living in your building, just dumbasses. Dude, do you know how easy it is to leave the fucking gas on?
Yeah.
And then what happens? A spark from something, the refrigerator, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just fucking blows the place up.
So we don't have gas stoves.
Oh, my dream. We talked to our landlord. I go, hey, this stove, by the way, is old, needs to be replaced. We want to go electric, and she goes, we don't do electric. I'm like, that's insane.
They're trying to phase out the gas.
Yeah, but they're
they
not.
should.
Everybody's still fucking doing it.
Because it's expensive.
We never turned
It's not.
on,
It's the same price.
we never turned on our heater either because it's a gas heater.
Yeah,
thing.
I disconnected mine.
Yeah,
I shut the gas off.
It's
but it's
too
still
scary
seeping
to me.
out. Still leaking, dude.
We-
It's unbelievable that
I
we're
was
allowed
fin-
to have flames around fucking gas. People forget that neighborhoods every once in a while blow up.
Yeah.
Entire blocks explode from fucking gas.
Sir Bottom Bar said there could be a spark from someone humping the floor, maybe a belt buckle.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I usually do flint and steel floor humping.
I do my flint in the house.
I've got a primitive floor humping caveman survival YouTube page where I just hump the floor until
That would do well.
I put a lot of kindling and I rip up some cordage and put it near my wiener.
It's all excuses of you doing that. Oh, it's a cold day.
I would love
They're gonna have to hump that forest floor.
I would love for you to teach a survival class, and you're like, today we're going to teach primitive fire making. This is how I do it. And you just start fucking humping the floor. And you go around to people. And you're pushing their ass. You go harder.
Harder. Get naked.
Yeah, rub the ground until it gets hot.
You're going to get some ticks on your ball sack.
Your dick is going to get beat up.
Ticks like Tourette's ticks?
No, like the little monsters.
Earl Lemongrab wants to know why you don't water your floorboards.
Oh, that's a good point. You just spill the tub.
We basically
Overflow your tub.
We basically do.
You're looking to get like 30 more seconds.
Yeah, that would. I don't think we're doing much with that.
Any of these old buildings you're not going to have much of a chance to get out.
Remember the time
I have a rope.
We're
just going to hang ourselves if we can't get out.
I have a rope. I got it from when I said that my salsa was made in New York City.
New York City. Andrew, I got an email for you.
Oh, yeah?
This is from a listener. I won't reveal their name.
Okay.
They don't want it revealed. It says, I'm a physical therapist and I'm currently in orthopedic residency with, he says, the school.
Okay.
I have a lot of training in treating low back pain and would love to offer Andrew some help.
Yes.
I may not be able to solve all of his problems. I think he means like your life problems. But I can certainly provide some quality care as well as point him towards some more valuable resources. Let me know if he would be interested. I don't have social media, so he's welcome to email me. I can give you his email.
Because I also live in the woods.
Give me, yeah.
And I have a problem with the government. And
I've been sending out detailed letters about my problems.
So maybe
yes.
this could lead you down a different path.
I
or
am
the right
interested.
path.
Send it to me.
You have new shoes on today. Maybe he likes them. Maybe he doesn't like them. We'll
They're
see.
the barefoot shoes.
That's what they are?
Yeah.
What's the brand?
Whitten. It's a Dutch company that's, of course, made in China.
Back to your roots.
I love when the Chinese companies just go, hey, we're going to put all these fancy fucking European names on things. You just look and it's all made in the same fucking warehouse.
Yeah, but it also could have been, it could be a real Dutch company, you know?
No, probably. But once you start making them in China, it's just a Chinese company.
Yes, it is. And they will take it and they'll put a different label on it for the next hour when they make a different pair
And
of
they're
shoes.
like, you'll hear that bell and they're like, it's time to stop making shoes for the day and start making fentanyl.
And nobody kill yourself. Here we go. I'll show the people at home.
There you go.
New
There we
shoes.
go. If you like Chinese shoes, these seem to be some of the best.
Yeah, my grandmother bound my feet so they would get into them.
Dude, we're all binding our feet. Modern shoes are just taking over the tradition of foot binding.
These have big, wide toe boxes on them, so I look like I'm wearing halfling shoes.
Tell you, my wife has dress barefoot shoes. She has barefoot boots. She has barefoot all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't wear shoes very often, so.
What's up with the
Barefoot Contessa.
with the feet porn
With
guys
Bear
taking
Stearns?
over everything?
Feet porn?
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino.
You think that's it?
Big Tarantino.
I've never understood feet porn. You know
I think you have time to get into it.
Yeah. I have a bit about it.
what is it? Can I hear it?
Okay, fine.
Oh,
No.
so I heard recently that you watched some feet porn there. Right?
No, but you could come to the shows are over. If you were on the
But
tour,
where
you
were the
heard the bit.
shows? Where were the shows?
All over the fucking place.
You should get a ticket to one of the shows, Andrew. Maybe you'll hear it.
Ticket to Ride.
I don't want to spoil the bit now, but
Okay,
it's a good bit.
I'll take your word for it.
Have I ever let you down?
No, why don't you psychically send it to me?
Okay.
That was the setup. That was a quick.
No, I went straight to the punchline.
Now your mind moves faster than your mouth.
It was a
can.
20-minute bit.
It was. It's like when a dream lasts 3 minutes, but you were doing like a whole mission. You know?
Yeah. You like,
It's like a K-hole.
yeah. You got to find that. You got to find the broccoli.
It's like an A-hole.
Yeah, that's the spy missions you have when you go to sleep.
Yeah, that's the kind of dreams I
Agent
have.
Ryan O'Neill, it's up to you to find the broccoli.
The broccoli shortage.
Please detail your spy mission to find the broccoli, dude.
Sometimes you got to go. You'll be like, somebody was giving me the mission. I know that it wasn't this person because it didn't look like them, but it was this person. And they're like, the broccoli's been taken. There's only one man that can get the job done.
Why is there always broccoli?
No, I'm just to describe the broccoli mission. It's not always broccoli.
Okay.
Sometimes it's Brussels sprouts.
Eggplant.
There's no way that you're only dreaming about Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and eggplant.
Sometimes it's Mexican yams.
Someone stole the Mexican yams.
Yeah, how are they going to make estrogen?
It's up to you. That is where they make it.
I know. That's
Isn't
what I'm
that
saying.
crazy?
That's why
I
they
just found that out.
I told that to you.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That would be
I have to mention.
that would be last
What
episode.
the fuck? I was literally about to say, I think I read that online somewhere. It's a phone conversation with O'Neill.
Or last episode.
You read that you read it online? You read it on my mind.
Did we talk about it last episode?
Indeed.
What the fuck?
Mexican yams.
You're wrong twice.
Not good.
Have you ever heard Dice does a bit about it?
Not good.
Dice does a bit. He's like, you got your Mexican yam bags?
Call them huevos.
Rancheros.
No, that's just balls. I got a spooky. I found this on Twitter. Spooky tale.
What is it?
There's a lot of tales like this. This one's from 2005.
Is it a tale of two titties?
6-month-old kitten named Oscar was adopted by a nursing home in the U.S. to be raised as a therapy cat. However, the workers started noticing a trend. While he usually preferred to be alone, he occasionally crawled into a resident's bed and snuggled beside him. The thing about it is the resident that Oscar would cuddle with would usually die within hours. Initially, they didn't think much of it, but after this happened 20 times...
I've read this urban legend.
Do you think it's urban legend?
Yeah, I think it is.
You don't think animals can detect?
Yeah, I do think.
Then they started going and then one guy figured it out and he started winning a ton of money by bet in the death pool in the nursing home.
And that's actually where the movie Deadpool came from.
Yeah.
It was Biff Tannen from Back to the Future.
Yeah, I've heard that. I believe it, but I also believe it's an urban
Also,
legend.
I also read
Could
one.
be.
I've read it where it was a dog
Yeah.
also, and it was a hospital. And the dog why would there ever be a dog just roaming around a hospital?
When I heard it, it was Marilyn Manson with one of his ribs removed so he could suck his dick. And whoever.
Right next to you?
Whatever old person he sucked his dick in front of would die the next day.
I heard it was a candy striper fucking patients, and they would die.
I heard it was a stripper named Candy.
Is that
He
true?
used to suck the old guy's dick and then he would die.
I heard it was Aaron with a softball bat talking to the old folks, and they would even kill him with the bat.
Yeah, and then they're like, he's dead by blunt force trauma to the head, and it says Easton on it.
Who could have done this? We don't know.
He's dead of blunt force old age.
Yeah, we brought Aaron in as a candy striper. For some reason, he always brought his baseball bat. He wanted to talk softball with these old people, and as soon as he left the room, the people were dead.
They died of blunt force old age.
And we kind of figured out that maybe Aaron had a sixth sense for who's going to die.
Because he was the killer.
It said a lot of the old folks were calling the cat to please come to my bed. I want to.
I'm bored as shit.
I want to get out of here.
By the way, I'm going to have Game Boys and virtual reality and all kinds of stuff when I'm old. I'm not going to care that I'm in a fucking old folks home.
You're going to be like, I want to go, because you talked about before the show started, you're like, you're going to want to have a world, like you'll go to an old folks home that has a shoe store where you could have a guy actually come up and measure your feet and bring you shoes.
Yeah, in virtual reality.
There you go.
And they'll be like, I'll be like, oh, it's like I have my feet back from when they were cut off from having diabetes.
And Aaron said he wants to go to Pizza Hut where you can actually sit down.
A dark Pizza Hut. Am I right, Aaron? That's the move. It's dark pizza.
Yeah, because that way you can't see all how dirty everything is.
Were they dimly lit? I never really ate in Pizza Huts a lot.
Yes,
I
they were
used to.
dimly lit.
I love the fucking the red chandelier with the fucking covering on it.
The Chuck E. Cheese was dimly lit too. I think parents eventually thought that would lead to their kids being kidnapped.
And molested.
They're like, it's so dark in here that no one can even see their kids.
You see a lot of parents were wearing miner hats back in the day.
Yeah, that's
Just to keep an eye on.
Chuck E. Cheese used to be in the mines of Kentucky. That's where it came out of.
Dude, I used to get so fucking excited when I went into Chuck E. Cheese, man.
I could see you
God
being
damn.
overhyped up.
Oh, dude, my mom hated
She'd
it.
be like, Andrew, you got to calm
I'd
down.
be fucking dancing in the way in. I'd be dancing into the place, and then I'd be like fucking going nuts, hitting all the arcade buttons. People are playing, trying to play. I'm running up and hitting their buttons for them and
like,
stuff.
settle down. All right.
We didn't have a Chuck E. Cheese. We had Celebration Station.
What was that like?
It was a ripoff of Chuck E. Cheese, but it had a go-kart track.
Dude,
too.
I want to look it up, man. There's probably
It's in
pictures of
Maryville.
it.
I don't think it's open anymore, but you'll find info about it. Celebration Station. They had animatronic shit too.
What
One time, I think it was.
animatronic turds and say, "I'm going to be what this pizza was."
We went, because there were a lot of spin-offs of it, or I guess fake ones. We went to one once, and this guy, the guy was working there, and he had really tight pants on. You could see his nuts and balls. And my mom was like, I don't know if this is the best.
It's an added perk.
Yeah. She was laughing so hard at his nutsack.
Hey, K1 Speed is in Burbank is associated with Celebration Station.
There's
dude.
no way, dude. This place is in Maryville, Indiana.
It's a
I don't think they
sister?
have any affiliation. You got to go Celebration Station, Maryville, Indiana.
Okay.
And there's no way. I'm sure there's other Celebration Stations, but I don't think Maryville is Burbank's sister city.
And then after that, try Masturbation Station to see what comes up.
And then it's just a picture of Andrew.
What, masturbating?
At a train station.
That'd be crazy, dude.
And you're like, when did I do this? We're like, last
Permanently closed.
It
it
is,
says.
but there might be pictures
In
of
loving
it.
memory of Celebration Station.
Yeah.
There's a whole page of it.
It was our Chuck E. Cheese. We didn't have Chuck E. Cheese. We weren't like you guys.
It's where a kid
Here's
can
the
be
coin,
a kid.
dude. Do you remember that
I
coin?
do. Those were the tokens to play the games.
We had something called Aladdin's Castle. I think that's a chain, though.
Maybe.
Society's Forgotten says Celebration Station was in all caps way better.
Yeah, they had more shit. They had, I think they had miniature golf, and they had, what is this? What?
So this is what you were into, O'Neill? This is on the Celebration Station page. It's a naked man with a ball pit around his wiener.
He has a little cage.
That's the first thing I saw!
Was he working there?
That's why we loved it.
That guy was
That's
in
why we loved it, dude. Indiana has no rules. Indiana's a free place.
He says, watch out, there's a snake loose in this ball pit.
you have to capture it and make it go down.
I remember a time when there were no ball. This is how old I am. I remember a time before ball pits. I remember when the ball pit was introduced.
Oh, for
at
real?
Burger King is the first ball pit.
They
and I remember
cut the ribbon on it.
I lived pre and post ball pits.
Yeah.
Let's look it up. When was the ball pit invented?
Ladies and gentlemen, we introduce to you something called the ball pit.
It was
The kid
crazy.
dove in.
They have a ribbon cutting for
Yeah.
it?
I loved it, and then I realized later how disgusting it was, and we stopped going.
Do you run this fan page? Because the other picture I just found on here.
Says the ball pit was introduced in 1976.
Oh, that's the Celebration Station mascot, and he's doing a huge line of coke.
That's Chuck E. Cheese.
It's a rat.
I think it's Celebration Station.
It's a rat with a C on his hat doing a line of blow. Dude, are you running this page?
No, but this is why we loved it as a kid. All the animatronic animals were high on drugs. The people had their dicks out.
It says Eric McMillan, inventor of the ball pit, 76, SeaWorld,
76.
Captain Kids World. Aaron may have been there as a young man.
And it didn't come till the 80s to the Midwest.
Actually, Aaron wasn't born in 76, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope.
Maybe maybe your parents were hanging out there.
We didn't, but that was, you're talking now, it lived in Florida for years. And
What, the
then
ball
it didn't
pit?
make it till the 80s. It didn't make it till the 80s to where I was.
Dude, it's so gross because there would be human shits in it.
And people would shit their pants in there,
But
but you couldn't clean them.
That's part of the fun.
Yeah.
You can find the
demise.
diarrhea skeleton at the bottom.
There'd
actually-
be Band-Aids. I lost a Band-Aid in there.
It's actually not fun being in a ball pit.
It's not.
It's fun when you don't know.
Ignorance is bliss.
Dude, running and jumping into a ball pit is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, but then you feel like you're going to be swimming in it like water, but really you're just like kind of trapped in a ball pit.
Yeah, it sucks when you're like at the bottom, everyone buries you,
Yeah.
and then you're claustrophobic.
You know what's worse is the foam things. Like a trampoline, when you jump into it, you can't get out. Can't move.
The foam pit?
Big foam block.
Oh, but then you could do great tricks. You could do a double backflip.
Dude, getting out, do you remember how you get out of that when you were a kid when people were making you claustrophobic, piling shit on you?
Yeah, you fight, you start swinging and
No,
kicking.
dude, you just scream, I can't breathe. Remember, like, that's how my brother would always get out of, like, if we were having a pillow fight.
Oh,
or
if I
something.
said I couldn't breathe, and that's too bad.
Was that too bad?
Yeah, they would, because they used to tie me up and stuff because I said I was like Houdini. I could get out of any knot, so they tie me up to like poles
How many
and
knots
trees.
did you ever get out of?
For a while, I had to get out of most of them because they would just leave me there. But you know how bad? You know they use the yellow nylon rope shit, and it would just cut the shit out of you.
I remember if my brother screamed that, my mom would come into the room immediately. It was any
my mom
fighting would be over.
We had no parents around whatsoever. If somebody was, my brother was jumping on my sister's chest and she couldn't breathe, and then she went unconscious.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And he's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah. Well, we used to pass each other out, which I've talked about, but that was
Pass each other around. Hey, let's suck this guy's dick.
yeah. Okay.
Celebration station.
At Celebration Station. It's a celebration of masturbation.
That was the commercial.
Yeah, it's good times.
Come
The
on
only
down.
pizza place where you can jack off.
Legally.
Also, post a picture of any of our animatronic
Wankers.
yeah, doing blow.
Yeah. Give it up for the Wank family. And it's just a bunch of animatronic guys jacking
Dude,
off.
the Celebration Station was kind of like the sausage castle for kids.
You think so? What did you do there that was so bad?
It was just great. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, explain.
That was the beauty of it. You saw the pictures?
Is it crazier than Action Park?
Those
Yeah.
pictures.
People that work
That's
there?
a Halloween party
No.
with this guy and his dick in a ball pit.
Why would they say, dude? They would always. The people working there would dare one of the other people working there to streak through the arcade.
No. Is that true? 'Cause
Probably.
true.
It looked like it probably was.
But then a kid went backwards with the skee ball and hit the guy right in his penis and injured him.
So then they banned streaking in front of the children.
Look, guys, streaking was cool for years, but we can't do it anymore.
I had a
We're having
girlfriend
two-
who worked at a water park, and they
Yeah.
got crazy when the water park would they'd have one annual party where the water park would be open just for the employees. And
Yeah.
people would be like blowing each other in the tubes of the slide. They do crazy shit. Like two people would go in the slide and they wouldn't come out for like 30 minutes.
How would they stop themselves?
You could wedge yourself
when
in
you
there.
come.
So they wedge themselves in. That'd be a crazy experience, getting a blowjob in a water slide.
Yeah.
And then get,
That's why they did it.
then someone
crazy,
coming down
dude.
behind you and kicking,
Yeah, just
kicking the
breaking
person
your
in the head.
chopping your dick while it's in someone's mouth.
Yeah.
They would do crazy stuff. They would come in the pool, like they'd fucking pull out and just blast in the fucking wave pool. Weird shit.
It's called Cum Night.
So most of the weird shit was just teenagers fucking each other.
On the
In one-
devices.
in one-
on the devices.
And one
No,
40-year-old
that's all it
man,
ever is,
one
isn't it?
40-year-old manager who's just watching. Oh, this is hot.
It's never
I'll let the
really that
kids have
crazy.
fun.
Hey, one night. This is the
One
purge.
night, do whatever you want.
It's the purge. Have a good time. I got
goes,
my video cameras
But
up.
maybe a little something for daddy.
You guys move over. My camera is not hitting where you guys are.
Oh, yeah. I think they had like a manager who was like 30 who was like, yeah, you guys have a good time.
We're gonna take some Polaroids. They're gonna be hilarious.
That was
guys,
like-
I put 6 packs of beer out there for you.
That was also the time where everyone thought the 30-year-old manager was cool.
Yeah.
You're like
And not a
17. You're like, this guy's the best. He's like, I really am, aren't I?
He parties with us.
Yeah.
Are we switching over to Patreon? We got a scary story.
Spooky. So
Spooky
spooky.